Hello everyone, this is Good to Trigger here to show you another deck profile. And as you can see, this one mainly uses Rainbow Dash. It's a Rainbow Dash deck that I've currently built, but this deck is a little bit different from most people think. This is particularly special in my case because it only involves certain type of characters. You guessed it, they're all Pegasus. Yep, all of these characters, these friends, they're all going to be, they're all Pegasus. So it was pretty hard to do this when the first series came out because most of the Pegasus I need are rares, and it's super hard to get them, especially for my case. But since the Cancelot Knights came out, it made it very easy for me to get these cards, complete this deck really good. So right now I'm just going to show you which each of the cards I use for this particular deck right now, show you which cards that I need, and also show you how to play this, how to explain this deck a little bit further for you. Alright, now for the main character obviously that I'm going to use is Rainbow Dash, but I'm using the Cancelot Knights one instead. Mainly because her flip effect is very easy to use and it works with Pegasus very well. And also, I rarely use this effect a lot. I mainly use this because of the easy Swift ability. You can move this around a lot, and this is mainly what this deck does. It mainly moves around a lot of high level characters much faster, so it makes double face-offs a lot easier. Depending on which deck you run against, this could be a good, mainly a good thing, and some be bad because some decks can easily get rid of those characters. But nonetheless, this is a very fun deck to run. If you really want to try to solve problems really fast, this is the deck to do it. Alright, now I'm going to break down the whole deck a little more detail. So this is how the deck is laid out. It has 27 friends, and it mainly uses blue as the main color, and uses white and pink for the other two colors. Yes, I used 3 colors total in order to make this deck because there's not much Pegasus in one particular color besides blue that I found useful for me. So right now I'm just going to show you each card's individually and show you what basically helps them out. And with the pink, I only have 3 high spirits and 3 flitters. Now those pink basically just helps me with color requirements as far as what my problems go. Now here's the other color. And here my other color is white, and we got sugar twists, and I have 3 of those, mainly for good number 2 to have out in the field, and just have a base for this next card, Foggy Fleece. Now this is obviously the new Cancelot Pegasus came out, and I find it very good to use this card, mainly because you can play this from your discard pile. So when you get to your home limit and you wanted to like get rid of some characters, this is definitely a card you can use. Because in the end, you can just, if you have a sugar twist and you just have it out there, you can use Fleece to come out and play and pay your 2 and just have it around the field. And it's really good. You have no, it's a really good choice to use as far as like having limited white to play. So I think it's very good to use. And here we have our level 1s with 1 cost. Our Sweetie Sunrise that I only have 2 copies of, and Cerulean Skies, basically to help move around in one point area for less cost. But sometimes I can use it for certain purposes, and it can also just easily be discarded. And here I have 2 Pegasus Royal Guards and an Orange Swirl from the Cancelot series. Now, what I really wanted to do is get 2 more Orange Swirl so I can just have more level 2s out, and try to get very least level 1s as possible out, so I can have a greater potential of getting more higher points for face-offs. That's mainly the reason why I do it. And plus, I have a lot. This deck mainly runs on blue anyway, so the two blue costs doesn't really affect me as much when I used her. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And as soon as I probably get more copies of Orange Swirl, sorry, I'll use that to get rid of the Pegasus Royal Guard, which has helped me a couple of times, mainly in face-offs, but I also have other cards that I'll show you will help me with this. Now here's where the key cards come in. I get Wildfire, mainly need 2 because most of the other cards I really want are easy to move around anyway, so still, Wildfire is a good choice for move around characters a lot in this type of deck. And Jetstream I mainly use her because of her power during face-offs, so I can mostly get a good power base whenever I'm facing off against characters. And I can use and once I use her, I can use the 2 and just have her at home and use the Wildfire combo with that and I can use that with Sugar Twist or any other character I see fit. So that really helps out a lot with this one. And here's the new addition to this deck. It is Sprinkle Medley. Now Sprinkle Medley is basically a Swift character, even though it's very high to put down and play. There are certain cards that help me out getting her costs easily, which I'll explain in a little bit. But once I get her out, she's an easy 3 power that I can move around with just 1 cost. So that actually helps me out a lot as far as like getting a lot of power quickly into certain problems and help me get a lot more points a little bit faster. And I know I've tried this out with a couple of my decks that I've kind of run, and this is probably one of the fastest building decks ever, because there's one time that I was at least 5 or 6 points down, but when it came down to it, I got a Wildfire and I got a Sugar Twist, and also had Sprinkle Medley out for 4 costs. Once I got that down, I was able to pick that up and also win the game with the face-off. So that's actually really helpful in my case, and I'm glad, and it's kind of cool that she's a common in the Cancelot Knights series. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. But I'm only running 2 since I don't want to like overflood and like not be able to like get overpowered with the easier cost though. But still, it's a very good card to use. And now I'm gonna go over to the event. And now we're on to our events. Now I use these 2 because mainly that's what I want to use as far as like getting certain colors out in a good period of time. But then and there, I sometimes like barely use these, and right now I can't think of any other events to switch out with these in particular. But which is good, is that it has 4 power when you try to use them when you have them in face-off. So when you flip this over, you get 4 power, and that'll help with the power boost immensely. And that's mainly why I keep these. It was also a little bit for a little color boost to get certain colors out, but I personally didn't really need that much. I just use this for kind of filler. So well, basically it is filler, but still it helps out with the power boost. And here I use 2 swing into actions, which helps me get a +2 blue power boost, and a 3 what went wrong. It's kind of hard to say. These actually just mainly helps out in face-offs in 2 ways. One way is that they use a power boost to either confront problems for swinging action, and also have a 5 power boost when it's flipped. So you can use that and flip that, and you get a good 5 power. So that's good. And what went wrong is basically it's just a waiting game when you have that in your hand. just have an easy one cost, one power to just say, hey, I don't like that high power cost you got, flip something else, and then there you go. That's the only downside, is only you need to save that one cost, but and you can use that anytime. Me personally, how I play, I usually use up all my tokens, so I have to, advanced players will know how to like be able to save their tokens. But yeah, and this is my last event card in this deck, Good Hustle. Now I really need another one of Good Hustle, because it really helps out on face-offs two ways. One, you can choose a Pegasus character, and that character gets +2 at the end of the face-off, which helps in power boost. And also, if it gets flipped from a face-off due to a face-off, it's a 5 power. So it's a win-win in this cost. It's just really hard to get these because it's just really rare card to pull out of packs. Hopefully I'm going to get some good trades coming in soon. But now let's go on to the few resources and these are the only resources I use in this deck. This deck is mainly used for events that help with power boosts and with face-offs, but there are a few reasons why I would use resources. The only, mainly because of one certain card that you see below is 2 bits. 2 bits actually helps me reduce the cost to play my next card by 2 if I'm able to play it, if I dismiss it. So that's an easy sugar twist, easy wildfire, easy anything really when I play for my speed to play any characters, and also certain events to like do whatever. But I mainly use this for characters. I need more 2 bits to get rid of the last 2. Actually just need one more 2 bits to get rid of one of the resources, and probably switch out the other resource for another Good Hustle. So mainly the other 2 on top are filler, and just have it in there just to like hold the deck steady. But for now, they're not really what I want in the deck. I'm still waiting for the certain cards to come in. And on to the trouble. And these are the Troublemakers I use in the game. It's a total of 5, and I use 2 yellow Parasprite, arguably one of the best Troublemakers in the game. Brown Parasprite, which you can say whatever you want with it, I still like using it. And Timberwolf. I only use 1 on this because this deck is not really Troublemaker useful. It mainly uses it to like stall. But I usually just to stall opponents. It's not all important like for the Rainbow Dash main character from Series 1. It's where you actually have to use put a Troublemaker on your opponent's side in order to flip her. I use this Troublemakers to mainly stall and to like help rack up points a little faster while they're dealing with Troublemakers, and easily set up for a double face-offs. So yeah, that's basically the deck. Now on to the problem deck. And these are all my problems in my problem deck. I use doubles of each of the blue that you see before you, and I use the bottom of the well for this one because it helps out and send up something I like to do. Is first, I always choose cloud bursting as my starting problem because it helps me get out points a little easier for me anyways. So it's just one blue, one non-blue, and then once it's shuffled enough, I get two. I happen to pull later on the bottom of the well, and I already flipped my Rainbow Dash a lot faster than normal, and I move it over there, and when the face-off, it gets an extra power, so it gets a total of 4. So that's how I like to use it. And the other ones just helps with the blue, because it's mainly blue base, and that's the only blues that I find very helpful with this deck. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. I hope this deck was very fun for you to watch, and I hope all you Rainbow Dash fans really enjoyed watching this deck review. And if you like it, just comment or like about it, or just do whatever you want with it. It's fine. I don't care. But it's really good for me if you really like my videos. It's fun. And I'll do more deck profiles for you to see, and see what you like. So this is Kunta Trigger signing off.